Good morning, children. Welcome back. I am Mrs. Sithara, your computer science teacher. In today's session, we are going to learn about Unit 5 Networking. Come, children, let us learn. Children, in this session, we shall discuss about the computer network. What is a computer network? And what was the origin of computer network from ARPANET? That is Advanced Research Projects Agency Network. We will also discuss the features of computer network as well as the components. Come, children, let us see. Children, you would have heard the term computer network, right? What is it actually? It is a collection of independent computers that communicate with one another over a shared network medium. You are having independent computers. What is the meaning of independent computers? Computers that can work on its own. Once you switch on the power plug, you switch on the CPU, it will do the work independently. And it is able to communicate or send and receive messages, share data, share information among another computer over a medium. And that medium will be a shared one. It is a network media through which it is shared. So we can say computer network is a group of computers connected with each other through wires. Physically they are connected. It could be connected through wires physically. Network cable is connecting one computer to another computer, or it could be through optical fibers or optical link. So you are using either wires or optical fibers or optical links or even satellite connection, so that various devices can interact with each other through a network. Not only another computer, you can have a printer which is shared by the computers in the network. Children, there are several types of network and that vary from simple ones to complex ones. So the network can be very, very simple, like the connection which we have in our computer lab. Few computers are there and they are connected to one another. It could be as simple as that, or it could be complex ones which connects maybe our steel plant complex, the offices or the various departments in the steel plant. It is getting connected. That is a kind of complicated network. When they try to establish connection between other steel plant through their special network, then it becomes a complex one. So it could be a simple one inside a building or inside a computer lab, a simple one to a very complex one. Children, the concept of network, that is interconnected computers, evolved with ARPANET in 1960s. You know, children, ARPANET is Advanced Research Projects Agency Network. In the late 1960s and early 1970s, the ARPANET network was established to establish communication between the different defense projects. Then in 1971, Ray Tomlinson developed the first email, and 1992 saw the release of WWW, that is a World Wide Web. Then 1984, you can see the usage of .com, .edu, .gov, etc. started by John Postel. Then in 1989 was the end of the ARPANET network. They wound up the ARPANET network and started the usage of the internet. In 1994 to 98, you could find the websites like Yahoo, Pizza Hut, eBay, then Hotmail and Google all were launched. 2004 to 2006, you could see the Facebook, YouTube, Twitter and social networking sites were launched. 2007 saw the launch of iPhone and the mobile web. The classes which you see now, online classes due to the pandemic, are all on the web, mobile web, right, children? So that is the development of ARPANET as well as that of the internet, and from this only the concept of networking has evolved. Children, there are some features for the computer network. They are communication speed, the speed in which a network is able to communicate. That is, you can communicate in a fraction of a second. File sharing, you can share your files across the globe to any people. Backup and rollback. Backup is, you will be familiar with the word backup. You can take a copy of what we have done. And rollback is moving to the previous state. If there is a case of an error, you can always roll back to the previous state. It is like doing an undo action. But we press Ctrl Z to do an action undo, isn't it? That is the meaning of roll back. Hardware and software sharing. You can share hardware on the network. You can have a big or a giant printer for the entire office, and it can be used for sharing. It can be shared, and the hardware can be shared to take printout from any peripheral. There is security, and you have scalability and reliability. You are able to rely on the network, and you have got security, as you can save your files in different terminals in the network. Now, what are the advantages of using a network? You can have communication. You can have the software sharing of files and resources, sharing the data, and it can be used as a powerful communication medium. It has got higher reliability and higher security. Lower cost. You can have conservation of resources, and you can have the administration. You can have control over the network. These are the different advantages of a computer network. Children, now we will see the various network components. What are the different components that go into the computer network? The network is built up from several components, and all these things together make possible to transfer data from one device to another, and making the communication very smooth. There are basic components of computers are a NIC or a network interface card. Then you have a hub. Then you can have switches, modem, router, cables and connectors. These form the components of the network. They are NIC or network interface card, hub, switches, modem, router, cables and connectors. Children, a network interface controller or a network interface card is the main component for networking. Children, now we will learn about NIC. It is not National Informatics Center. It is Network Interface Card. Each system or a computer in a computer network must have a card called as a network interface card. You can see the picture. The main purpose of NIC is to format the data, send the data and receive the data at the receiving node. So it is responsible for formatting the data as well as sending it as well as receiving it at the receiving node. Node is a place where we are going to send the data. Network interface controller, network adapter or LAN adapter, all these things are the other names for the network interface card. Now we will learn about hub. Hub acts as a device that connects all the computer in a network to each other. Any request that comes from a client computer first received by hub, and the hub transmits this request over a network so that the correct server receives and responds to it. You can see in the picture all the computers are connected to a hub. That particular device is called as a hub, and all the requests on the server are coming to the hub, and then hub is going to transmit it to the other parts of the network. So it acts as a connecting device for all the computers that are connected to the network. It is a connecting device that will connect all the computers in a network. It is called as a hub. A client is a computer which is connected in a network. So any request is there from the client, it is received by the hub and it will redirect it to the network, which computer it has to go, it will redirect it over there. Now we will learn about the switch. A switch is not the one we see on the walls to switch on the fans and lights. It is very much similar to a hub, but the request is not broadcasted. A hub will just broadcast or redirects the incoming packets from one port to another port. But a switch is more expensive and intelligent than that. It uses the physical device address in the incoming request to transfer the request to the correct server or correct client on the computer network. So switch is more expensive and intelligent, and it knows to which port carrying the traffic from which the host or the interface. In the picture you can see the working of a switch. It is connected to a modem and which is connecting to the internet, and it is connecting the server with the desktop PCs. Now we will learn about a router. A router joins multiple computer networks to each other. For example, a company with 100 computers in LAN can be connected to another with 150 computers through internet connection provided by a router. In the picture you can see a router connecting two different computer sets. Children, in computer network, data is sent in the form of small packets, and router will forward the data packets between the network. It does the traffic directing functions on the internet. What you see on the picture is a small typical home or small office DSL router showing the telephone socket which is connected to the internet using an ADSL and the Ethernet jacks which is connected to the computers and the printers. Larger routers like the Cisco CRS interconnects the various ISPs, and we have smaller ones connecting home and office networks. Next component is the LAN cable. There is a wire used to connect more than one computer or other devices such as printers and scanners to each other. You can find the sample of a LAN cable there. It is otherwise called as transmission media. That is a carrier that is used to interconnect the computers in a network, such as the coaxial cable, twisted pair wire, or optical fiber cable. It is otherwise known as links or channels or lines. With that, we wind up today's session, my dear children. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Until we meet again in the next session, it is bye from your Sithara ma'am.